Who needs Arbor Elf? Just double Utopia, sprawl your land, and Heliod. Alright, well, if they have the Spike Feeder, then we basically just lose. We could even lead on Explosives on 1 here instead of Amulet, which I don't mind. I think that's what I'm interested in here, so... They're gonna lead on an Elf or a Sprawl, and we need to be able to deal with it, so... Arbor Elf. Well, yeah, I think we're just popping the Explosives. Hello, and welcome, everybody. We are back here for round 4 with Cursed Amulet. We're playing some Garruk Relentless, and if you're not familiar with the card and why it exists in our deck list here, then you need to check out match 1, where I explain in detail the reasoning for these card choices. We are currently 3-0, which means that maybe we're fighting for this 4-0, maybe 5-0, we'll see. If we end up going 3-2, at least we got our value back, and don't have to worry about paying for the next league, and that helps me help you, so I'm glad to do that. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the match. Alright, let's hop on in here. See what we get paired against this time. On the play, love it. And we have a hand that's capable of playing nothing in our hand, since we don't have any green sources, so this is a clear mulligan. That's cool, that's cool. We got a double Amulet hand. We don't get to play an Amulet on turn 1, but I like this hand, so I'm going to try it. Now, the question is, what do we bottom here? I think having multiple land sources is going to be nice. We could bottom the Garruk and hope we top deck, like, bounce land into Titan or something like that. And then have, like, a turn 3 Titan, but that's only if we draw those exact cards, and I kind of like having Garruk as, like, a payoff, sort of. I think, actually, what I want to bottom here, and what I think seems most reasonable, is the second Amulet, but, I mean, we can play turn 1 Castle, and then turn 2 Amulet, second Castle, Amulet, and be ready to go. Explorer will help us find the extra card we need, whether it be a land or a Titan. Maybe we could bottom Dryad here, but I don't know. I think I'm inclined to bottom an Amulet. Call me crazy. Because the Garruk is a payoff if we don't find a Titan. The Dryad will let us get Valakut triggers and potentially ramp into a Titan. Explorer will get us a card deeper. And the second Garruk is going to be useful, as we need all of our lands here, obviously, especially if we don't find a bounce land. So our opponent leads on Utopia Sprawl, so could very well be facing down an opponent playing some Blood Moons. What color did they name? White. Okay, so actually, this looks like it's going to be the Heliod Combo deck. In which case, we'll probably be pretty glad we have the Relentless. It depends. If they play a creature that we can just shoot down with Garruk, then that'll be nice. Just going all in on Utopia Sprawls. Who needs Arbor Elf? Just double Utopia Sprawl your land and Heliod. Alright, well, if they have the Spike Feeder, then we basically just lose. How about the third Amulet? Alright, well, we're passing. If we find a bounce land, then we can Squadron Titan. They can collect a company here as well, if they don't just have the Spike Feeder. They have the Spike Feeder. Cool. Well, we'll just scoop it up and go to game 2. It's fine. This is not a good matchup. For those of you who are not aware, we'll bring in the Explosives. Probably a Force or 2 as well. I mean, all they do is hit Utopia Sprawl, but we really just need to try to stop our opponent from being able to win. I'm not sold that Force is very good, though. I guess it can also hit Ballista, which is not really that super relevant. We definitely want the Sage. I think maybe we want the Force as well. I don't know. I'm going to bring it in just to see what happens. And I don't think Chalice is going to be good here. I guess Chalice on 3 would stop them from being able to play Spike Feeder or Heliod from hand, but they can also still collect a company into it, so I'm not really the biggest fan of Chalice in this matchup. Turn Timber, not super relevant. I mean, it is an untap source, but we're going to be trimming some irrelevant inter-tap sources like Bojuka Bog anyways. Ghost Quarter, I mean, I guess that could hit a land that they enchant with Sprawl, so that's fine. We'll trim a Pact, trim some Explorers, as this matchup is a little too fast for this effect, sadly. Garruk is actually not too great here, as it doesn't interact with Heliod at all, obviously, and, I mean, I guess Garruk could potentially come down and kill an Arbor Elf, but that's kind of slow. I think we just need to trim Garruks here. Maybe play one of them. Is it better to have an Explorer than a Garruk in this matchup? I think it probably is. Or even a Summoner's Pact, in all honesty, just so we have guaranteed access to Titan. Yeah, I think we want Summoner's Pact instead. And we'll run it. Not a matchup that we're likely to win here, sadly, but that is alright. We got a mulligan this hand of only a Dismember and nothing else. And this hand is very, very close to being a keep. If one of these dismembers was a land that could play a turn on an amulet, then I would probably keep it, but I don't think we can keep it as is, so we'll mulligan. And I guess this is what we have to work with, so we'll keep. We could bottom the garrison, I suppose, and try to use multiple growth chamber plays to get to Titan, and I guess the force? I think explosives is going to be better at cleaning up our opponent's potential mess, so... And we could even leave on a lead on explosives on 1 here instead of amulet, which I don't mind. I think that's what I'm interested in here, so... They're gonna lead on an elf or a sprawl, and we need to be able to deal with it, so... Playing out the explosives on 1 initially and cracking it allows us to keep our amulet in play as well. They have Pindlehaven. Arbor Elf. Alright, well, yeah, I think we're just popping the explosives. We still need to find a ramp spell and a Titan. So we got a ways to go here. Conclave Mentor, this is the one that puts additional +1/+1 counters on their creatures. And gains them life. Well, we have a Titan. Let's not cast that. Yeah, here's an amulet. And I guess we'll put a growth chamber in play and pick up the forest. Just so we can make some land progress here. If we draw a Titan or an Azusa, then we can go ahead and cast Titan this upcoming turn, so that would be nice. It is possible our opponent will have Path to Exiles to deal with our Titans as well, which would be pretty unfortunate. Skyclave away the amulet. Well, no longer can we do the Azusa and the Titan thing. Yeah, this matchup is a bit of a difficult one, I would say. I mean, are we just packing for Azusa here? I don't think we have a choice. We could pack for Dryad instead. I think packing for Dryad is better than packing for Azusa in this scenario. I think we are going to do that. I mean, we just have to make a land drop progress. We're 2 lands away from casting Titan anyways, so... Let's just do something. Yep, we'll get the Dryad. Maybe allow us to kill our opponent with some Valakut triggers or something. And we'll play the Sun home again so that they don't have any knowledge of what's in our hand. Damping Sphere. Okay, well, we're just dead. Sweet. Why wouldn't our opponent that already has a great matchup against Amulet be playing Damping Sphere on the sideboard? At least it made it fast, so I can't really complain that much. Well, we're currently 3-1, and that's still pretty decent to me, so let's see how we can manage to do here in our 5th and final round. I'll see you guys with some final thoughts for the deck there. Yeah, this is Redface Menace, signing off.